Welcome to How to Certify Your Veteran-Owned Business. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge, tools, and contacts to take the first step to certify your veteran-owned business. I'm Jennifer Owens, president of Lakeshore Advantage. And Lakeshore Advantage is privileged to be the economic development organization supporting West Michigan's Lakeshore region. Lakeshore Advantage uses business growth tools to serve primary employers from startup to fully mature businesses. In order to ensure that current generations and future generations want to live and work in our vibrant West Michigan economy. This video follows the Why Certify video in the series available on Lakeshore Advantage's YouTube channel. In that video, you heard from representatives of Gentex and Yangfeng Automotive Interiors on why they, as large manufacturing companies, encourage business certification of potential vendors. Today, we look through the benefits of certification for a veteran-owned small business. Joining me today is Roderick Rickman, member of the Veteran-Owned Business Roundtable. Welcome, Rod, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the invitation.
So, Rod, we're going to go through this quickly. We want to make sure these are, quick snap videos. So I'm going to ask you the first question. We'll dive right into it. So can you tell me, what is the mission of your organization?
As the president of the Veteran-Owned Business Roundtable, our mission is to assist veterans that have served our country in providing assistance in entrepreneurship and certification through the standard process.
So, Rod, can you share an overview of how to certify your veteran-owned business?
Yes, I can. Initially, when our veterans return back to entrepreneurship, there's a course of going through certification. One is through federal government, and the second is through private sector. So private sector calls it certification. Federal government calls it verification. On the verification side with the federal government, the entity that does that is the Center of Verification and Evaluation. It is actually the department in the federal government that produces the DD-214. That is one of the primary documents that the 5-star gold standard as it relates to certification views in order to qualify you as a honorably discharged veteran.
So it's in veteran-owned businesses, it's verification. So let me ask you the next one. What are they missing out if they don't verify their business?
One is they miss out on an opportunity to participate robustly in the supply chain management process for not only government and federal entities, but for private sector of companies that you've mentioned. They're looking to assist and include certified and verified veteran-owned businesses in their supply chain procurement process to include them in opportunities to support and be involved in business.
And, I know many companies might want to consider this, but we're worried about the timeline. Can you share what the timeline is to go through that verification process?
I sure can. That's a very good question. Traditionally, the timeline is around 45 to 60 days, plus or minus 7 business days. And that's industry standard traditional for the 5-star gold standard.
Okay, so that's not too bad. Now the next one, okay, the timeline's not too bad, but what's the cost of becoming certified or verified?
Again, so on the verified side, federal government, it's a part of your veteran benefit. It absolutely costs you $0. So once you go through and you complete the application, and if you go to www.veteranroundtable.org, which is our website, you click on the link to CVE, Center of Verification and Evaluation. It'll take you out to their website. You upload your application information. The Veteran-Owned Business Roundtable will assign you a mentor that'll help mentor you through that onboarding process. Once the CVE have accepted your application, they will identify a mentor that will help you through the process. And as soon as our veteran member feels comfortable, we'll back away and let CVE takes them through the process. So it costs them zero, around 45 to 60 days. Now, when you pivot and Triverse to the private sector side, so these would be third-party certification, their verification or their certification process varies based on annual revenue. So if you're from 0 to 500,000, it's X dollars. If you're 500,000 to $1 million, it's Y dollars. If you're $1 million to 5, and so on and so forth. But it starts out around $500 and it increase again by your annual revenue.
For the cost, is that non-veteran owned?
In both scenarios, they are for veteran-owned businesses.
Okay.
Again, for veteran-owned businesses, depending on the demographics of customers you're looking for, private sector is more adapt to certification, similar to like some of the national advocacy organizations. So that's a fee for that.
Okay.
Federal government calls it verification. And because you're a veteran and you have benefits, it costs you zero.
You know, the cost is time. And then also your organization assigns a mentor, which sounds fabulous, even before they get another mentor. So that's double mentors that you actually can receive to kind of help you through this process. Is that right?
Correct. And we provide business development, supply chain management training, financial literacy training. Some veteran members, we want to give them coaching and advices on what industry they want to go in, depending on the products, goods, and services that they provide.
And it's just amazing, you know, the help that you provide and just the veterans, how much they've given back to our country. So kind of going a little bit deeper in this. So they get certified, you know, they've gone through the time frame. If there is a cost, they paid that. Do you have to recertify your business or re-verify your business for a certain period of years, or is it once you're in, you're in?
Yes, you do have to recertify. Again, on the verification side, that verification timeline lasts for 3 years, 36 months. On the certification side, it's annual. So depend on which industry you're looking to approach, then the timeline for the certification would vary, as well as the opportunities. So.
But really, it sounds to me like your organization can kind of walk them through that process and the recertification or re-verification as well. So you're able to help on that end?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And there'll be an on-site review. Again, our mission and vision is to assist our veterans that put their life on the line. They left their family. They, in some cases, cross oceans to go over and defend our way of life. We think this is at a bare minimum to assist them as they go to an entrepreneurial endeavor. The one thing I would say is the Veteran-Owned Business Roundtable, our board is primarily volunteers. So we all volunteer. We're a 501c3, and we're here to assist our comrades in enjoying the entrepreneurial opportunities that we want to say, and then assist them in the challenges and the development that they need in order to be successful.
That's amazing. I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, you know, you've mentored, you've probably helped several businesses, you and your comrades. Can you share a best practice of a certified business that you've partnered with to help them through this process and what it meant for their company?
Yes. Best practice is to really, as you identify opportunity, best practice is to, as they say, do your homework. Really understand your capability and make sure you diversify your customer base and your industry. So if you're in one industry and it has a downturn or has a challenge, that you do not end up in a financial situation because that's you only one supplier. You have proverbial put all your eggs in one basket. And we also want to make sure that one of our best practices is making sure that our veteran-owned businesses are very familiar with how to effectively communicate in real time the products, goods, and services that they have once they get in front of the customer. Because more is not always better. So if they're asking for overview and a capability, don't send them 50 slides. You send them 10. So some of the best practices are making sure they're knowledgeable about the best way to approach their customer.
That's great. Yeah. Get them from out in the field and into the business community and make that transition easy. I love it. So how you kind of touched a little bit on your website, but I want you to do it one more time. How can veteran-owned business owners or those veterans considering starting a business get in touch with you and your organization?
They can get in touch with us by going out to the web, www.veteranroundtable.org. And my email address is rrickman@veteranroundtable.org.
Perfect.
It's a very interactive site. As soon as you key in your information, it'll respond back to you. And then we say is to our veterans is, as you look at your entrepreneurial endeavor and grow, reach back and hire a veteran.
So Rod, anything else you'd like to add or anything that I missed that or you wanted to make sure to touch on?
Well, I wanted to thank you, Jennifer, and Lakeshore for the invitation to allow us to provide the information around certifying veteran-owned businesses. I say as we stay relevant to the times that's going on in the country, moving into a virtual reality, take a look at our website. We provide virtual training and access to programs as it relates to business development opportunities.
That's great. So even if we can't see each other in person, you can still learn in a virtual world. I love it. Good. Thank you, Rod, for sharing your insightful perspective on why a veteran-owned business might certify and the steps they need to take. And I'd also encourage you to visit our website at lakeshoreadvantage.com/business resources for links, including business resources on how to certify your business and more information to help your business succeed. And if this pertains to you, I'd encourage you to watch other videos in our series for certifying your women, LGBTQ, or minority-owned businesses, as each process is a little bit different. The content for the Certify Your Business video series and resources is brought to you by Gentex, Young Fung Automotive Interiors, and Lakeshore Advantage. And this series is made possible by a grant through the Consumers Energy Foundation. It takes teamwork to grow a business, and we're grateful to be part of your extended team.